temperatures feel like it drops significantly today. Is there going to be snow coming soon? I hear in the east there's some crazy snowstorms and all. And with that in mind, what did I read today? Some interesting stuff. How about this first one? Apparently there's going to be drone delivery in Japan actually using Starlink services. This one says drone delivery service using Starlink launched in Japan. It says here telecommunications company KDDI map maker Zenrin and others in Japan launched a drone delivery service using US aerospace company SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet access service in Chichibu, a mountainous city in Saitama Prefecture, on Thursday. By connecting a drone to the Starlink service that provides a stable communication environment even in mountain areas, the new delivery service allows residents in a district of Chichibu affected by a road closure following a mudslide in September last year to receive food and other supplies on a regular basis. According to KDDI, it is the first time that a regular drone delivery service using Starlink service by SpaceX, officially called Space Exploration Technologies, has been launched in Japan. KDDI established in Chichibu a base station for its all mobile phone service that is compatible with Starlink service. A communication environment indispensable for controlling drones has been secured in the mountain area where it is difficult to set up optical fiber networks, thanks to the use of the Starlink service. That was kind of expected to happen eventually, where a lot of drone, services will use satellite internet service to help control and navigate them, so it's kind of cool in this sense. And by the sounds of it here, it seems like the service will only be once a week in terms of delivering things like food and medicine. I would imagine just in terms of logistics and budget, there's not enough people probably using it as well at the moment, so I would imagine later on you might have this go out on a regular basis, kind of like one of those Walmart delivery drones and so forth. But it's kind of cool to see people in these types of areas have access or the availability to use technology like this. And the other thing I was reading today, at first I was wondering, why is this trending all over the place here? For example, this hashtag Veritas, and just upon clicking on it, it seemed like it dealt with the Project Veritas, where they do undercover sting videos and so forth of various people. And in this case, it seemed like it dealt with the company Pfizer and one of its director of research, I believe, according to this. He thought he was on a date and he started to say all these things about using monkeys, for example, to test various, viruses, see them evolve from one to another, and as a result they would develop things like vaccines for it. That's the claim anyways. So in this undercover video you can see there's quotes like him saying, so the way it would work is like we put them in the virus in these monkeys, and afterwards it says, and then we successfully cause them to keep infecting each other. Monkey, and just constantly actively mutated. That's one way. And what was kind of controversial about this is, I read this before, they were debating about how things like COVID and stuff or whatever originated. They're talking about things like gain of function, and according to this guy, that reporter that was trying to question him on it, isn't this gain of function? He was trying to say no, it's not, because of a technicality. Instead, he called it directed evolution. And I was trying to think about that. I guess I can see the technicality in that way. It's almost like a lawyer, where I would imagine the gain of function would be you just take say a virus or something like that, and then you purposely try to make it, stronger. Whereas in this case, if you're passing it on from one monkey per se to another monkey, then it's just naturally occurring. You're just kind of controlling the environment. I think that's the technicality anyways. But yeah, just kind of interesting to see that. And then afterwards, when they confronted him, he just went all ballistic, it seems like, on a rage, saying you're not allowed to record him and all that. And yeah, but the kind of interesting thing about this, while there is that topic of is that true and so forth, that's what they're doing. I was interested in terms of the information because people were trying to verify whether this is accurate. And so many of the comments I was reading, people saying this is completely fake, it's made up. That seems to be the defense for a lot of people. This seemed to be a common post for a lot of profiles. It says, this is so staged. There is no proof he actually works at Pfizer. How would someone so unknown have such a high position? Why is there no articles written by him? How is he so young in such a senior position? And that's where the kind of, I guess, suspicion came in. And people were posting, I guess, all these screenshots of the guy's, I guess you could say, resume profiles online and all that. And it just seemed like, from all this, the guy is legitimately someone who works for the company and all that. It does say too, for example, when you look at these profiles, if this is the person and all, his education is from places like UT Southwestern Medical Center. And with some digging, you can see there are even videos on YouTube where they show graduates, like this one here, where someone posted one saying UT Southwestern Medical School Class of 2018 slideshow, and I guess you can see the guy right there near the middle. So it kind of checks out in terms of this guy being real. As expected, usually in these types of situations, people would begin to, let's just say, private their profiles or delete them. And it was kind of interesting where when you type in his name in Google, Jordon Trishton Walker, it seemed like Google doesn't have much information on him all of a sudden. And when you go to like different sites, then all of a sudden they actually list more results which seem kind of more normal. So it makes you wonder, in that case, is the information being suppressed? I think that's the fascinating thing about this story when you think about it. If this is accurate too in terms of what this guy says about the monkeys and all that, doing experiments on them, when you look at the news just recently, actually, like there's this one where there was a story on how these monkeys that were being transported, like they all got loose because of a crash and so forth. Like this one says, woman claims she is sick after carrying hissing monkey that escaped truck in Pennsylvania crash. It says here, after a truckload of 100 lab monkeys crashed in Pennsylvania, a woman stopped her car to help. One of the monkeys did not appreciate her goodwill and hissed in her face. Now she's sick. And to my knowledge, Pfizer, they do have like a Pennsylvania, I guess, headquarter of sort, correct? So it makes you wonder if that actually checks out in terms of facts. It'd be interesting for someone to actually like investigate that, if that's true for what he said with the monkeys and all that. But yeah, in my opinion, this is actually really interesting just in terms of information. So to me, this story is fascinating in so many ways because it's so relatable in other industry or fields. Like here, would you say what they're showing is 100% accurate and all that? But then I guess the argument would be they're being suppressed in terms of the information. You have all these profiles saying they're fake, they're going to slander them and so forth. Or would you be more inclined to say, no, this organization reporting this news and all that, they're fake, they're trying to create this narrative and all that. So it's kind of interesting in that sense. It would be kind of neat to see at the end of the day who was right and who was wrong. Alright, see you guys later.